This is the Headless Headhunter, and I'm doing a clinical data analyst review. This is also a senior position, but the senior title wasn't going to fit on my little thing up there, so it's a senior clinical data analyst position. What we're going to be looking for is pharmaceutical, biotech, regulatory, CRO. In addition to that, it's got a little bit cut off. We're going to be looking at Oracle DMW, MS SQL Server, MS Access. I have SQL again down below. A lot of SQL. Microsoft Office suits, particularly Excel, Outlook, and Word. Mainly Excel, but yes, I'm aware a lot of people are like, well, why do you need to put Excel on this or Word? You need to do it. Every single person who can use those and has used those in a corporate setting should 1,000 times put them on your resume. That also includes Google Sheets and that kind of thing. So, in addition, financial data management and reporting. So, the first thing I see is that this is too long. Uh, this is great. This is great. I don't know if you need to keep your BA, and the fact that your Power BI data analyst associate is in progress also means you probably don't want it there. I really have a personal thing of I think the education and certificate section should be no longer than 3 lines. Obviously, if you're doing like crazy PhD stuff, which this person is a PhD, so they've got a lot of experience, but a lot of the times anything over 3 lines is unnecessary. And the fact that you have your PA, well, you've already got a PhD and your MS is also there. I don't think you need it. Since your MS and PhD are in different fields ish, it's okay to have them both, but you don't need necessarily all of those. All right. And then create custom dashboards and reports using Microsoft Forms. It's solid. Power Automate, SharePoint, Power BI, including and on health insurance. Yeah, I like that. That's actually a very solid bullet point. Um, Spearheaded the implementation of simple practice to facilitate telehealth services, enabling Medicaid enrollees under non-analysis insurance to act remotely, analyze talent data, and increase for product access rates by that. That one has a lot, but I don't know if that's going to be the exact keywords. Another keyword is communication and talking back and forth between people, so cross-functional and that kind of thing. And leadership is something, but I don't know if this really showcases like how you've led people at all. Spearheaded, you could say created or led or led the implementation of a simple practice which does X and Y. And then how many people you led. That would be a good leadership bullet, but right now this doesn't give a ton. Deliver, this should be delivered. Everything, by the way, I just want to let everybody know everything should be in past tense, even if you are currently working there. It's not a huge deal, but it is important because it just makes the resume flow better if everything is in past tense, even if you're still working. Delivered compelling PowerPoint presentations and detailed reports with data driven recommendations and findings. I like this. I need you to somehow shoehorn in Excel. It's been 3 bullet points and I don't see Excel. I am aware of how advanced these things are comparatively, but it's still important to put that in. But I also don't want you to tell me deliver compelling PowerPoint presentations. What was the result, right? Delivered PowerPoint presentations and detailed reports with data driven recommendations to senior stakeholders and clients, which allowed or which, caused them to approve my budget, whatever, one of those. Uh, Deliver quarterly reports to state and Medicaid department using Power BI and Microsoft Excel. Here we go. But I also need more with Microsoft Excel. So in compliance reporting, I just need like used pivot tables and macros, that kind of thing. This sentence should be earlier. Overall, it's okay. Analyze and interpret data sets to uncover actionable insights that drive distributed. You cannot tell me this. You have to show me this. This means nothing. I need to. What were those things that you did? So then we go here, which is clinical data analyst. Provide complex information analytical functions using ClickSense or Excel. Yeah. So I'm gonna stop reading about here. I do see leverage. Oh, I hate the word leverage. Uh, I can see moving you forward for some positions, depending on the overall competition and how many people have applied for this. but it's very clear after reading this that you are missing some of these keywords. Um, you do have the pharmaceutical biotech slash healthcare stuff. That's solid. Your education section is too long. I need more about the Microsoft Office and particularly Excel. I have seen people get jobs just because they put like Excel, Word, Outlook, PowerPoint in. And you do have PowerPoint, but I don't want to have to scroll all the way down to find it. In addition, I need to show how your financial data management and reporting led to success. And if possible, I need SQL up above. It's not a bad resume. I want to be clear. I actually really like how you wrote most of these sentences, but a couple of them are not enough. And when you have to scroll all the way down here, that might be the case of all the recruiter is going to potentially read. If they have like 700 applicants, then yes. If they have like two applicants, then they're going to dig deep through this. But this needs to be in past tense. Everything needs to be in past tense. And those are the suggestions I make because I was like, I could kind of see people moving forward. So that's my opinion on this resume. And yeah, now we're going to do another transition. This is a software engineer intern position. So, uh, as per usual with intern, basic knowledge of tech stack, ability to work with others, takes direction and criticism. Specifically for bachelor type interns, if you're looking at, like I said, masters or PhD interns, those are going to be a different story. But we're going to see where this lands. So, formatting wise, this is fine. I like it. The thing that immediately catches my eye, though, before I even look at the bullet points, is you've been at this place from September to now, and now it's November, so that's like not many months. And you've been at this place for also only a couple of months. And if this was an internship, that's fine. But these don't say intern. This says intern. So what this looks like to me is that you got at this company and then you left, and then you got at this company and then you left. And that is what a hiring manager is going to think of, which is going to be like an immediate red flag. Uh, job hopping is one of the biggest red flags. Now, if those were internships, that's fine. Internships are not very long. Uh, or maybe this was a short-term contract, but it's also weird to go from a software engineer intern to a full-time position to a full-time position to then back to an intern. So when I dig into this resume more, I'm pretty sure this is just you were working at college and this is like a part-time thing, or maybe this was a project. But you need to label it like that because that will immediately like disqualify you from a lot of different people. And that also explains why you've applied to like 100 and not getting a callback. So callback interview. Callback is for acting. So yeah, that immediately is an issue. Um, all you have to do is just do like part time or while in college or something. But don't immediately have this because this is gonna red flag you more than anything. This is fine. This is fine. Internships only have a couple of months, but they may not go down that far. They may see this, and know the hiring manager is not going to go through with it because they've really only got a couple of like 15 seconds to look at your resume. So that is a critical failure, but I'm going to keep going to see if we can at least fix up the bullet points because I don't want you to have to wait again when you resubmit it. So developed, everything should be past tense. Developed an iOS app in Flutter to help habits research, legacy code based hard coded, a team of that allowed a team to quickly adapt a framework. I mean, that's architected a scalable solution by migrating image storage and retrieval from Firestone to AWS, reducing storage costs. Create collaborative function research. So, your bullet points are almost good. I don't want to be like mean by that, but I mean they're almost there. I think you'd only need to change one or two things. So for internships for software engineers, specifically, you're going to want usually the main tech stack, which is going to be either Python or C or Java or the whole full stack one, which is TypeScript, HTML, JavaScript, all that stuff. I want to see that immediately. The fact that it's an iOS app is neat. Not a lot of if they're looking for like iOS developer interns, that's good. But I want if you've had it, I need that in the resume. I really do need a primary language, or alternatively, the primary language for iOS app development, which maybe that is particularly MVC. It's been a very long time since I've done iOS app recruiting, and I'd have to research it. But yeah, that is immediately my issue with this. In addition, I I like the collaborated cross-functionally. That's good. I like this, but I need more keywords. I need more of the tech stack. Weirdly enough, this is actually the intern resume that has the bottom two correct, but it's missing the tech stack. So I like AWS is solid. If you ever have done AWS, it's good. So startup developed. You don't need this here. This one, it looks weird functionally because like none of your others has that. So develop Python microservices to modularize backend logic and containers with Kubernetes is what I think it's pronounced. Someone corrected me in the comments, and I think I'm trying to say that right. Enabling the ML team to deploy. This is a phenomenal bullet point right here. I love this. Gives you Python, gives you microservices. It tells you what it does. I don't understand what the heck this is, but I know it's backend. I know it has Kubernetes, the Kubers, and it labels ML, which is AI. This is one of the best bullet points I've seen. But I don't think they're going to go down to it because it's all the way down here. And you also have this right here. This should be either in the opening sentence or not at all. It messes with the format. But yeah, this is great. I like most all of these. Yeah, automated RESTful, this is perfect. Honestly, you might even want to just ignore this and just keep this because these bullet points are probably more accurate unless you're applying for an iOS app position intern or whatever along those lines. But so yeah, that's my thing here is I don't think I could move past it because I think the manager may expect it to be a job hop, especially with the volume of applicants. We know there'd be more, but your second company's bullet points are phenomenal. This right here is how you do bullet points. I want everybody to clear. These are like gold star bullet points. Um, you don't even need the 40%, just which reduced manual workload. It should be all in past tense. But yeah, so once you fix those couple of red flags and you change up the bullet points in the first one to match sort of the second one with how you wrote that, and in addition got rid of this startup developing a sign language app, that should be baked into the first bullet point under this job or not there because it's messing with the formatting. I think you're going to get a lot of callbacks, interviews. Although, admittedly, we are in the dead zone of recruiting, so it probably won't happen until quarter one of next year, but once that is, I think you're going to get a lot of stuff because there's just a couple of tweaks. But seriously, I do want to congratulate you on this because like this is some darn good bullet points. So, all right, transition. We are doing a backend engineer specializing in Python, and the Python is cut out, but whatever. So we're going to be looking for a heck of a lot. And that's going to be Python, obviously, Django, Flask, Docker, Kubernetes. Full stack is a bonus. So if you have TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, the words CI/CD, MongoDB, GitHub, or Git or GitLab, basically anything with Git. Uh, DevOps is a plus for some, and then cloud. So anything with cloud, anything with SQL, React, and RESTful API. So those are a lot of stuffs, but let's see if we can't help this person and review them. They have applied to about 90 applications and have not gotten any interviews. So, this part is solid. Um, the only thing I think is you could probably make this 3 lines total. And on the last one, you should also put your location, which obviously you're not going to do because you're not going to get doxxed. I don't want to do that. But then you have, I don't like all of this. See, I need to see these in the bullet points, but it's also I really think you should keep it at 3 max. Uh, because there's like AWS, GCP, Python, some Java, JavaScript, MySQL, Agile, these are good, but some of the other stuff is not. So software architecture. Built and oversaw a two-person team that optimized the Python-based bank's legacy commodities API, achieving a 30% reduction in transactional processing time through CLDS performance. So that's not bad. Let's look at the others. Fast API, we have API, we have Python, we have Rust using Python, Jenkins bucket, CI/CD, we have RESTful. Okay. So far I've seen in the very first part, I've seen Python, I've seen CDLC, which is also can be it, although I've seen CI/CD and RESTful API. That is this entire thing. That's all the things that I found. Then leverage strong. Everybody uses leverage. Leverage strong shell scripting. What does that even mean? And Python development skills to design and implement official ETL. I haven't seen a lot of ETL in job descriptions. Yeah, and then I don't see that. I don't see that. I just see ETL and Python, which is good. And then API validating. Okay, AWS is all the way down here. So in this whole thing, I've only sent about four of those. And as a software engineer, specifically a backend engineer, not intern position, you were going to have to list more of these. Uh, I like that you have API in Python and CI/CD, but we need more, right? I need SQL, and I know it's all the way at the bottom. I need AWS, or cloud or anything cloud up towards the top. In addition, which one was an agile environment? I forgot to put that here, but I need to know. Um, and I do know that right now full stack is very hot for some reason in the marketplace. So if you can put in TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, you'll probably open up your opportunities. So formatting wise, it's okay. But yeah, except for a couple of things at the beginning. But the biggest issue I don't see where the cloud is, except for all the way at the bottom, and they're probably not going to look that far down. I see also the manager may not want it because it's 4 years old. Uh, I don't see Django. I don't see Flask. I don't see Docker. I don't see Kubernetes. I hate that word. I don't see MongoDB or GitHub or anything involving DevOps. DevOps is a bonus, but you have it. You should put it. I don't see anything with SQL. Actually, is there anything with SQL here? I see MySQL up here, but this doesn't count. But I do see a lot of RESTful API, a lot of Python. So I need you to pepper your resume with this stuff. Like you don't need to showcase how you're such a crazy cool, amazing coder that you've like reduced uptime and downtime and sideways streams. Your resume is a government form. You don't need to stand out in your resume. What you do need to stand out for is the interview. That's where you start doing all that cool stuff. But for your resume, you just need to have those kind of things. So I can see why the managers wouldn't and recruiters wouldn't go forward with you because a lot of people are going to have Python and some of them are probably going to RESTful API, but the rest of the stuff is what we're missing. And the manager would probably want somebody that knows more of the other stuff. Even if it's obvious to do or obvious to include in your resume, you still need to do it. So that is probably why you're having such an issue with this. So I don't think I could move forward with this unless they were because you don't even it doesn't even showcase for the lead as much. Like I'm fine with maybe you should have like a lead resume and a more hands-on one, but yeah, I don't think I can move forward with it. But do those suggestions. We need more keywords. We need to, if you still have this, shrink this to at least 3 lines max. And then add your location, which you may have done that, up here. And then we need to really add more stuff to this. In addition, make sure it's all past tense and please never use the word leveraged. I've, that is, I feel like other recruiters are probably going to come in as well. I hate everything uses leveraged. Everybody says leveraged. Just use used, built, created, led. Led is fine. Um, Configured is okay. Developed. So those kinds of things. But leveraged is not a good word. So that's it for this video. And yep, let me know what y'all think about it. I'm glad to answer questions and do the likes and the comments and all the subscribes because that really helps me out. So thank you all very much, and I will see you next time.